Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky healthcare center prepares to host an after-hours cancer screening event. And the company behind the first antiviral treatment for COVID-19 announces a recall on some of the doses.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good Monday morning to you. It's just before 5 o'clock on this Monday. I'm Dakota Makris. Thanks for joining us. And it's a warm morning out there. Let's head over to Cameron for a look at that forecast. Cameron, I did not even wear a jacket this morning. I just forgot it. I was like, don't need it, and it feels fantastic outside.
Well, you might not need the jacket this morning, but you are going to need the rain gear because some showers are definitely on the way. Let's take a look at that radar real quick. You can see that we are looking at a mostly dry conditions right now across the area, but just off to our west over portions of central Kentucky, there is a line of showers and storms approaching the area as that cold front pushes in from the west. And like Dakota mentioned, those temperatures right now, check this out, 5 a.m. on December the 6th, we are in the lower 60s, 61 for Jackson and Hazard, 63 in London, 64 over for Somerset and Monticello. But don't get used to these warmer temperatures because as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon, we are going to fall off into those middle 40s around lunchtime, upper 30s possible as we get towards the latter half of your afternoon. And an unsettled weather pattern continues into your Wednesday and Thursday. Got that full forecast coming up a little bit later. Dakota.
All right, Cameron, thank you so much. Well, for 6 months, a Kentucky woman has been missing after she disappeared in a rural area of Eastern Kentucky. Candy Gonzalez was last seen in early June in the Abbott Creek area of Floyd County. Now her family is desperate for answers. Chad Hedrick has more.
Her laugh, seeing her smile, hearing her voice.
It's the smallest things about her daughter that Betty Dixon misses the most.
She was always changing her hair color. She just, you know, maybe for a couple months at a time.
But for the last 6 months, Betty has not heard her daughter Candy's laugh, seen her smile, or ever-changing hairstyles after she disappeared in Floyd County.
I mean, it's just devastating. It is. Not just for me as her mom, but you know, for her sister Sue, for her brother Adam, for her son Hendrix.
A 6-year-old boy with questions about when his mom is coming home.
You know what's really sad with the holidays coming up, you know, and Christmas almost here. You know how you have a little kid or you see a little child that is so excited that he's going to get to see Santa Claus. And my grandson Hendrix, he sees a blonde-headed woman walking, and then when she turns around and he sees it's not his mom, imagine that devastation.
Candy was last seen in the Abbott Creek area of Floyd County in early June. Her family has taken multiple trips to the area to search for her, hang flyers, but they still have no answers, no closure.
Nobody, unless you've been in this situation, understands the grief a mother feels with their child missing. Every day, I just want my mom's heart to heal and not be broken. I want someone who knows where Candy is to just speak up.
For now, Candy's family anxiously waits for that phone call or message that will crack the case and bring Candy home.
Candy, I love you. And we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop looking. We want you home.
Well, police say no charges will be filed after a crash in Floyd County. It happened around 8 o'clock on Kentucky 1428 near Speedway Saturday night. The Prestonsburg police say Casey Jones was driving on North Lake Drive near KFC when Mary Logan walked out in front of Jones. Now, Logan was flown to St. Mary's Medical Center in West Virginia. Police say Logan was conscious and alert on her way to the hospital. Police do not suspect foul play. Well, 1 in 8 U.S. women will develop invasive breast cancer during their lifetime, and to combat this, the Hazard ARH Breast Center is offering after-hours mammograms for their Mam's Day Out event taking place today from 5 to 8 p.m. This event caters to those with no medical insurance, low insurance, or those who have difficulty getting mammograms during regular hours.
Just about anyone that you talk to has a family member or friend who they have lost from breast cancer. So anything we can do to promote screening is definitely a win.
In order to receive a screening at the Ma'am's Day Out event, you must have a referral from your primary physician. Well, Jefferson County Public Schools vaccine clinic got a special visit Sunday afternoon. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman was on hand at the clinic at Eastern High School. JCPS has really led the way for child vaccinations here in the Commonwealth, hosting the largest vaccine event in the state back in November. Now, students are eligible for their second shots, and Coleman says it's amazing to see the state's biggest school district step up.
When you see these young people getting their shots and they know that they're one step closer to helping us in this pandemic, and the parents are with them, and I saw them rolling their sleeves up too, it's really inspiring.
After stopping by Eastern, the Lieutenant Governor also stopped by a menorah lighting with Louisville's Jewish community. Gilead, the maker of remdesivir, the first antiviral approved to treat COVID-19, is announcing a safety recall. In a statement Friday, the company reports that 2 lots of its COVID-19 drug may be contaminated with glass particles. While there haven't been no adverse events reported, in theory, the particles could block blood vessels, causing stroke and even death. Gilead is notifying distributors and customers about the problem. The infused antiviral treatment can only be administered in a controlled healthcare setting like a hospital. Remdesivir is sold under the brand name Valerky, and was approved by the FDA for treating hospitalized COVID-19 patients 12 years and older. A cruise ship returned to New Orleans during the weekend with at least 10 people on board testing positive for COVID. The Norwegian breakaway left New Orleans on November 28th, stopping in Belize, Honduras, and Mexico. The cruise line says it has notified the city of New Orleans and the Louisiana Department of Health about the positive cases, and that testing, quarantine, and isolation protocols were followed throughout the trip. Everyone who is on board will now be tested. Those who test positive must go directly home or self-isolate. The United Kingdom will require all inbound travelers to take a pre-departure COVID-19 test regardless of their vaccination status. According to UK's health director, the requirement begins Tuesday. Passengers 12 years and older and up must take a PCR or lateral flow tests no earlier than 48 hours before departure. The UK will also be adding Nigeria to its list, to its red list travel today. Well, thank you so much for getting your Monday started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, we celebrate the man behind the most famous Christmas legend of all time. What are those details next?
Showers are likely this morning, but we dry out and cool down big time by this afternoon. I got your latest forecast coming up.